You don't look so tough in real life, the teenager shouted, leaning just inches from Commander Nina Vare's face. The decorated Navy SEAL officer stood tall and silent in her crisp uniform, unmoved by the boy's childish attempt at dominance. The crowd gathered around the war memorial froze. Gasps shot through the air like cracks of thunder. The ceremony had just begun. An annual tribute to the fallen. Veterans, officials, and proud families filled the plaza. But front and center, in a blazing red shirt and smug grin, stood Trevor, 16, cocky, live streaming the event for views. "What's so special about playing soldier anyway?" he sneered, pointing a finger at the rows of medals on Nina's chest. "Bet you just sit around yelling orders and getting paid." Commander Vare didn't even blink. Her mirrored sunglasses hid her eyes, but her jaw was set like stone. Her silence wasn't weakness. It was a storm held back by willpower. Behind Trevor, his mother whispered harshly, "Trevor, stop it, right now." But he shrugged her off with the arrogance only a teenager drunk on attention could summon. "Relax, Mom. It's free speech. She signed up for this." Tension rippled through the crowd like a wave. Phones were raised, whispers turned to grumbles. A few veterans stepped forward, visibly furious. One, his hair gray under his cap, broke the silence with a gravel-thick voice. "Son, do you have any clue who you're talking to?" His tone wasn't loud, but it cut deep. "Commander Vare has more courage in her pinky than you'll ever have." Trevor rolled his eyes and laughed. "Please, she's just another government puppet." That's when she finally spoke. "Would you like to trade places with me?" Her voice was calm, smooth, like a blade gliding out of a sheath. The crowd went dead silent. Trevor blinked, confused. "What?" "Trade places," she repeated. "You wear this uniform. You take the missions. You carry the weight. Want to?" He snorted. "Easy. I'd totally do it." She reached up and slowly removed her cap. "Good," she said. "Let me tell you what you're signing up for." Her tone shifted, steely, controlled, devastating. "When I was 19, I held my teammate in my arms while she bled out on a rooftop in Kandahar. We were pinned down. She was 20. Her last words were for her mother." The smirk on Trevor's face began to falter. "I've carried children out of bombed buildings. I've faced men who looked at me not as a soldier, but as prey. I've lost friends I swore I'd protect. And every morning, I wake up wondering if I did enough." She stepped closer. "Each of these medals has a name behind it. Some were never recovered. Some I buried myself. I don't wear them for show. I wear them because I refuse to forget." Trevor looked down now, but Nina wasn't finished. "I've been ignored, spit on, told I didn't belong. I didn't fight for praise. I fought so kids like you could live in a country free enough to insult me in public." A wave of gasps rose behind her words. The power dynamic had shifted completely. "Now," she said, her voice softer. "Still want the uniform?" Trevor opened his mouth. Nothing came out. His mother stepped forward, voice trembling. "Commander, I'm so sorry. He doesn't understand. He's just—" She stopped herself, tears welling. Nina nodded. "Not yet." And then the crowd witnessed something rare. Silence in a boy who had never been quiet. The live stream still rolling, filled with comments turning against him. Disrespectful. "Apologize. This is what a real hero looks like." But here's what no one knew. Trevor wasn't just some entitled brat. His father had served and died when Trevor was just 5. He never processed the grief. He hated the military for stealing his dad. He pushed back at everything, angry at a world that moved on without him. Online clout was the only thing that made him feel seen. But something cracked open that day. After the ceremony, long after the clapping faded and people began to leave, Trevor approached her. No phone, no crowd, just a teenage boy, eyes red, voice small. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't know. I thought it was all just for show." Nina looked at him for a long time. The fierce warrior who'd stood unshaken in battle now showed the smallest smile. "Then learn," she said gently, "and do better. That's how you honor them." She turned and walked off, not needing applause, but earning it anyway. The veterans saluted. Families stood, and even those watching from home felt it. the power of truth, dignity, and earned respect. Because sometimes the loudest lesson comes from the quietest strength. Respect is earned, not mocked. And sometimes the strongest people don't raise their voices. Their presence speaks volumes. Before we wrap up, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to be part of this growing community of dreamers and doers. Your next life-changing story might be just one click away.